Somewhere in the world right now, someone is wearing your old clothes, a shirt you forgot about, a pair of jeans you donated years ago, even a jacket you threw away without thinking twice. Most people believe old clothes simply disappear after donation, but they do not. In reality, they begin a strange journey across oceans, countries, and entire continents. And sometimes, that journey creates unexpected consequences. Every year, humans produce enormous amounts of clothing. Fashion trends change quickly. Stores constantly release new collections, and millions of people buy more clothes than they actually need. This system is often called fast fashion. Clothing has become cheaper, faster, and more disposable than ever before. As a result, mountains of unwanted clothes continue growing around the world. But where do all those clothes go? Disposable, meaning designed to be used briefly and then thrown away. Example: modern fashion has become more disposable. Many people believe donating clothes is always helpful. They place old shirts, pants, and shoes into charity boxes with good intentions. It feels responsible. It feels sustainable. But the truth is more complicated. Charities receive far more clothes than they can actually distribute locally. In some countries, donation centers are overwhelmed by the sheer volume of clothing arriving every day. Sustainable, meaning able to continue without harming the environment. Example: many people want a more sustainable fashion industry. Inside massive warehouses, workers sort through enormous piles of clothing. Some items are clean and reusable. Others are damaged, stained, or completely unsellable. The best pieces may be sold in second-hand stores, but huge quantities of clothing are packed into giant bundles and exported overseas. This is where the journey truly begins. Ships carrying used clothing travel across the world. Many arrive in developing countries across Africa, Asia, and South America. In places like Ghana, Kenya, and Chile, markets are filled with second-hand clothes imported from wealthier nations. Some local sellers depend on these clothes to survive economically. Cheap imported clothing allows many families to buy affordable fashion. But there is another side to the story. Not every item can be sold. In fact, large amounts of imported clothing quickly become waste. Some fabrics tear easily. Others are low quality from the beginning. Huge piles of unwanted clothes accumulate near cities, rivers, and coastlines. In some places, entire landscapes are now covered with textile waste. Bright colors from discarded clothing create disturbing mountains visible from far away. Textile, meaning cloth or fabric material. Example: textile waste is becoming a global problem. In northern Chile, there is a place where thousands of tons of unwanted clothing are dumped in the desert every year. Some people call it the world's clothing graveyard. Under the hot sun, endless piles of jackets, shoes, and shirts slowly decay in silence. Synthetic materials release harmful chemicals into the environment as they break down. And because many modern clothes contain plastic fibers, they may take hundreds of years to fully decompose. Most consumers never see this part of the system. In advertisements, fashion appears glamorous and exciting, but behind the scenes, the industry produces enormous environmental pressure. Clothing factories consume water, energy, and resources at massive scale. Fast fashion encourages constant consumption. Buy more, wear briefly, throw away, repeat. Consumption, meaning the act of buying or using something. Example, fast fashion encourages constant consumption. So why does this continue happening? Part of the answer is psychological. Modern shopping is deeply connected to emotion and identity. New clothes provide temporary excitement. Social media constantly introduces new trends and aesthetic lifestyles. People feel pressure to update their appearance again and again. Sometimes, clothes are no longer purchased for necessity. They are purchased for attention. Necessity, meaning something truly needed. Example, some clothes are purchased for attention, not necessity. Fortunately, some people are beginning to rethink their relationship with fashion. Thrift stores are becoming more popular. Some consumers now choose higher quality clothing that lasts longer. Others repair old clothes instead of replacing them immediately. Small changes may seem insignificant, but collectively, they can reduce enormous amounts of waste over time. Insignificant, meaning small or not important. Example, small changes may seem insignificant at first. The strange journey of your old clothes does not end when you throw them away. For some items, it may continue across oceans and continents. A forgotten shirt may appear years later in another country, worn by someone you will never meet. And somewhere in the world tonight, mountains of discarded clothing continue growing quietly beneath the stars. Perhaps the most important question is not, where do our clothes go? But rather, why do we produce so many in the first place?